Gaudy Stats. Gaudy Stats. Good God, that's Gaudy. Welcome to Gaudy Stats.
With Ben Simmons.
What's on the menu, Benny boy?
Out of the shrouds of the dystopia. Everyone was sad. Tears were shed. Tears of sadness. Yes. Oh yes. People had lost all hope. There was darkness in the land. But then... Is that a monster? What the fuck? Is that fucking Frankenstein? What is that? What is that? What is that? Bol Bol. Wow. Did you just see what I saw? I didn't have, what do you call it? Motivation? Guys, I could barely unzip my pants and pee outside in my backyard in front of my neighbors, which I do almost every day. I don't actually do it in front. I do it in the back. I like peeing outside, and it's relaxing. I don't do it in front of my neighbors, though. Okay, so let's just strike that from the record. I just do it to the side. I could barely get out of bed. I could barely eat my breakfast. There's just it's a dreariness in the land. By the land, I mean the entire world. But then I saw some short little clips on the YouTubes, and they were of a legend of sorts, perhaps some kind of mythical creature, perhaps a full-fledged divine being, an entity, a large entity of a man. He was doing things that some would call unicorn-like. He stood in stature at roughly 9 feet 5 inches. He was crashing into people with a skeleton-like frame, svelte, but yet he seemed to weigh 1,000 pounds. He was rebounding. He was swatting shots. He was blocking shots. He was underneath the basket. He was deep underneath the basket, almost like a phantom. He would just jump up, and a guy would be like close to the free throw line, and he'd just swat that shit. 14 points. Wait, was it 16? I think it was 16. 10 rebounds and 6 blocks that I saw. Maybe the stats are slightly different. Maybe I've embellished slightly. Maybe I haven't. All I know is I saw that with my own 2 eyes, you son of a bitch. You can't tell me I didn't. You can try. I'm not going to listen. I saw the future. A man who was dismissed. A man who was asked to leave the NBA draft green room. I just found this information out. In case you didn't know, I don't really... Actually, I pay attention to the draft a little bit. I just don't know anything about the players who are being drafted. Maybe a little bit about, Johnny or Timmy or Johansson, Jackson. I'm just making up names. These random... Maybe I know a little bit, like 4 out of the 50 guys who are drafted. I don't know anything about anything. Well, I know... I'm talking about NBA basketball. I don't know anything about the draft, really, the players, but I know about the NBA basketball. I just know that I like it. Anyways, back to this freak. I don't want to talk about him like he's a circus. He's like a circus character, circus freak. He's not that. He gave me a reason to put on some pants, put on a shirt. So I've been walking around completely naked this entire time. He gave me a reason to cook some food. I'm taking this a little too far, but no, God, that was exciting. I know. Listen, preseason game against the lowly Washington Wizards, inside of a bubble, in sweaty, musky Orlando. All those things are true, but my goodness, the man blocked a shot, got the rebound, dribbled, took like 4 strides, and then shot a 3-pointer, nothing but net. I mean, is that not the future of the NBA right there? I mean, I'm being hyperbolic, but just seeing his tools on display was pretty fascinating. The fact that he can shoot over any living basketball player ever. Well, maybe not Yao Ming. Bol Bol's 7'2", Yao Ming 7'6", 7'5". Sean Bradley, what was he like? God, he was a tall dude. Gangly galoot of a man. What does that mean when you can, like, your standing reach is like 12 feet tall? Maybe not that much, but just, God, it's so impressive. Just jolted me back into the NBA stratosphere, going high up in that stratosphere, getting high, watching that basketball. Man, it's just fun that it's back, even though it's just preseason. I have completely sectioned off put a little box around those games on July 30th and 31st. Gonna watch them all. Gonna immerse myself. Gotta play some DFS and fantasy NBA basketball. Got to do that. Oh, I can't wait. Man, it's just fun to see him and Jokic out there. Jokic running the point. God, you had Millsap doing his old man game. It's preseason bubble basket, but that's fun. It's a lot of fun. But I've been slapping myself in the face because I said something on a previous podcast that's been just eating me from the inside. I believe my fandom for Mr. Steve Nash has clouded my perceptions. It's clouded my mind, and I didn't see clearly when I said certain things. I was saying that he could be the greatest shooting point guard of all time. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who scoffed when they heard that. They just, they kind of, fucking idiot Simmons. Because they might have known that John Stockton is a better career shooter than Steve Nash. Now hold on. I'm talking about just straight up field goal percentage. Alright? Just field goal percentage. Steve Nash is 49% career. John Stockton is 51.5. And guess what? Here's the kicker, folks, that I didn't know. And this is previewing a podcast I'm going to be doing with Dan. Dan the Man? What's his nickname? Daniel? Danny? We'll figure that out. He's been on before. Magic Johnson is a career 52% shooter. Now this is something that I did not foresee. I did not know. I was kind of hit in the face by this information. I think a lot of those at the basket. Was Magic Johnson a good jump shooter? He was never a good three-point shooter. I mean, yeah, he was a couple years. I think he shot 38% one year. In his last year, when he took a 4-year break because of the HIV business, he shot a pretty good percentage. But a lot of those just little hook shots, layups. I mean, he was a facilitator, crazy assist numbers. But my God, I had it all wrong. In terms of percentages, I think Magic's number one. Stockton, the stats of John Stockton are just breathtaking and incredible when you consider his height, his body type. He's just this little guy producing so many numbers. The steals numbers are, I mean, just filthy. Just absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to look those up really fast, but I think his most steals he ever averaged in a season were 3.4. Yeah, I mean, he's 3.2 steals 1 year, 3 steals, 2.7, 2.9, 3. I mean, he's the career NBA leader in steals. So, but Nash's career high for a season, steals 1. Now, it's not like Nash has 4 50, 40, 90 seasons. But the thing about Stockton is he has only thing stopping him from getting 50, 40, 90 seasons are his free throw percentage. He has multiple 40% 3-point shooting seasons. Let's see how many. This is 3-point percentage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But his free throw percentage, people love when I talk about free throw percentage. Pecan, I'm looking at you. He never shot over 90% from free throw. So that's the only thing holding him back. The dude would have he could have close to 5, 6, 7, 50, 40, 90 seasons. If he just had over 90% free throws here and there. He was close, 87, 86, 85. He just never got there. So Nash vaults ahead of him. Now, the truth is that Nash was, I think, just a better scorer. I mean, if you look at the highlights, and Stockton was so unselfish, and so is Nash, obviously, but Stockton, really didn't want to shoot, and he didn't shoot that much. I mean, I think he's took 9 shots a game around there for his career. Nash not too far behind. But I feel like Nash would take over the game more at the end. Stockton had Malone to take over the game. He had Hornacek. He had other guys who would take shots. I mean, he took shots too. He hit some really clutch shots in his career, obviously. But he's not a scorer. I feel like Nash was just a better scorer, and that's definitely clouded by some serious bias. I'm not gonna lie, some bias there for sure. But that was just fascinating. My voice is cracking there. Sound like a prepubescent boy. In many ways, I still am, even at this late stage. But yeah, I am super excited for basketball to be starting back up again. I am overjoyed. And a lot of people are saying that, there's going to be an asterisk, however you say that word, on, there would be on this championship. But I disagree, man. I think the circumstances are going to be so different, unique. It's throwing everybody for a loop. It's going to be difficult. And I mean, it's basically a neutral site for all the teams. It's going to be fascinating to watch. I mean, it's going to be like people are kind of penciling in Milwaukee to represent the East. I love him. I love Giannis. Talk about a freak. Jesus Christ. God, what if Bol Bol can be like Giannis? Totally just on cloud nine. He's just such a freak of nature. They're both freaks. But Bol Bol, that three-point stroke, you can tell he's been working at it for a long time. I mean, he's just got the touch. Some people were saying Kevin Durant comps, but I don't know about that. But what if they give Bol Bol like 20 minutes a game? Him and Michael Carter. Was I going to say Michael Carter Williams? Oh my God, I forgot the name of the other dude on the Nuggets. It's Jokic and Michael Carter Williams. That's definitely not the guy I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the other young star. Let's see. Bol Bol. Michael Porter Jr. Jesus Christ. Brain is fried. Gary Harris rounding into form. Bol Bol. I mean, they started Bol Bol and Jokic at point guard. And they had Millsap. And that other like 6'10 dude, 6'8 guy. Jeremy Grant. Had to look it up. It's an interesting big lineup. I enjoy it. I like having Jokic with the ball. And then you have, but it's just like, it's reminiscent of the Mavericks with Dirk. You got a block shotting, a block shotting big, a shot blocking big, who can also shoot threes, athletic, run the floor. Tyson Chandler was, he was athletic, but he was kind of more of a lumberer, a lumbering oaf, galoot, lumbered to and fro, was athletic, could definitely block some shots, but Bol is more versatile, I would say, and has that youth factor. I hope we see him more. Hope we see him during the regular season. Hope they kind of bring him on slowly. There's shades of a secret weapon. They kind of kept him under wraps, shrouded him in darkness. Now they're pulling him out to the harshness of the light. Of course, the light isn't harsh. It's glowing, godly, heavenly upon him, illuminating his game for all to see. And let me just tell you, it's beautiful. Here he comes, folks. So yeah, you got the Clippers, who are, and this has been pointed out, that the fact that it's a neutral site helps them because they have no home court advantage, which has been well established throughout the decades. It's just a Laker town, all that blah blah blah, all that stuff. But they just lost Montrez and Patrick Beverly. They're going to be coming back supposedly, but meanwhile Zion's out. So there's a lot of storylines, but I do hope Zion comes back in time for the game. He's going to have to quarantine. It's just isn't it so fucking weird that there's even NBA basketball right now? You got cases skyrocketing. deaths are starting to creep back up. Just even saying these things just sounds odd, you know. Saying it's like it's out of a movie, you know. The deaths are creeping up, and we're having NBA basketball, and it's just. But you know, business must go on. The churn continues, and it actually involves the players too. The players won't get paid if the season doesn't happen. They can tear up the CBA. It's boring, and I don't even know the details, man. Hey, I'm not a lawyer, all right? You listening to this, you might be a lawyer. There's a good chance you are, but I don't have a fucking clue about much, to be honest. But I'm excited to see the Clippers. I really want to see the Clippers and Lakers in a 7-game series. Bron versus PG-13 and Kawhi. All those defenders on the Clippers versus, you know, AD and LeBron and their big men who are damn good. I mean, they have the Lakers have an interesting squad. I mean, they lost Avery Bradley, which was big. Really big, actually, in terms of defense. But I like their team. I like their big guys. People are saying that they're not going to miss Avery Bradley that much. They got Danny Green. They got... what the hell? Dude, I sound like a fucking idiot. I can't remember this guy's name. The guy who wears the headband, who looks like a homeless, like, gym teacher... is that possible? Homeless gym teacher. Yeah, of course they have Kuzma. Oh, Alex Caruso. You can tell I haven't been playing DFS, but like when you play NBA DFS, like you know every roster pretty well. But Caruso's time to shine. Doesn't give me the same tingling sensation as Bol Bol, but he is kind of like a knight in shining armor for the Lakers fans. I've been seeing them not worrying at all about Avery Bradley, a veteran player, great defender. They're thinking that this wet behind the ears Alex Caruso can come in and be great. The stats say he and LeBron play really well together, so maybe that can come to fruition. But I don't know, man. I think they need as many veteran defenders as they can get because they got to throw guys at Kawhi, throw guys at who else? Like Damian Lillard if he gets. Well, I don't think they're too concerned about the Blazers, although the Blazers suddenly have Nurkic and Collins back going along with Whiteside, so they can, if they want to go big against the Blazers can match them. Nurkic is a beast, man. I think he had 13 and 8. It's just interesting that like all these guys you thought you wouldn't see this season are now in play. Excuse me. Mouth's getting really dry. Man, that was a refreshing sip of water. Cool and clean. Got a new water filter. No big deal. Alkaline water. Just chugging it down. Hydrating. It's supposed to be 95 here over the weekend. So I gotta drink water because I'm a human being. And we need fluids. Lots of fluids of all different types. And we need to drink them constantly to stay alive. But yeah, I hope you're doing well during this time. I don't have a particular topic for this podcast. I did want to touch on that Nash Stockton thing because Stockton on it, like looking at his stats, it is overwhelming. They're beautiful. The assists are incredible. Dan thinks that we did a podcast about Stockton, but I was looking through the archives. I cannot find that podcast. I don't think we did one. let's see. Points per game, Steve Nash, 14.3, Stockton 13.1. Nash, rebounds per game, 3, Stockton 2.7. Assists per game, see, this is where Stockton starts to break away. 10.5 to Nash, 8.5. And steals per game, career, Nash 0.7, Stockton 2.2. And Stockton, he edges him in almost everything because he just played longer. Total assist, well past him. Nash beats him in Jesus Christ. It's a hard thing to say. Free throw percentage. You know those days where you just can't talk? You ever had that? You're just trying to put, letters together, words, sentences, and paragraphs, and you just can't. Other days it just rolls off the tongue. But yeah, Nash is career 90% free throw percentage guy, which is incredible. I mean, Nash is close to 50, 40, 90 for his entire career, which is amazing. I mean, he's just like a 1% off his field goal percentage. I think he's 49 career field goal percentage. And he's 90% free throw, and he's over 40% three, so 50, 40, 90. God, such a simpleton sometimes. These stats. 50, 40, 90. I really hold that in high regard, though, all joking aside. Assists per game, like his best season for Nash was 11.6, Stockton 14.5. And of course, the steals, Stockton it's incredible. I said 3.4 steals, it was actually 3.2. So there you have it. In terms of stats, which is the only thing we care about here, Stockton is better. He's just better. Field goal percentage, he's better. Assists, he's better. Steals, he's better. More playoff games. The stats don't lie, guys and gals. The stats do not lie. But I'm getting excited for the playoffs. NBA playoffs, they're coming. Probably 4 weeks, I would say, at this point. And NFL is around the bend as well. I mean, we're going to have a confluence of sports here. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be a great distraction from what's going on. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. But don't really have anything else to say. I mean, it's just been depressing, like the news is sad. We've got crazy amounts of unemployment. The inadequate government response across the board. And, we got a foreclosure crisis, eviction crisis coming around here pretty soon. But, got to look on the bright side of things. This will pass eventually. It's got to get through a tough period here. And sports can be a great outlet. I don't know how it's an outlet. It's more of an input. You're inputting it into your brain through your eyes. But I'm excited. My prediction, Clippers. I think that Kawhi is just cold-blooded. He is half lizard. He's a crocodile. He's an alligator. He's a snake. There's just something about him, the relentless nature. People have called him an android. People have called him a Terminator. Yes, he's those things as well. You look in his eyes, and you see just gray clouds. You see darkness. You see just deadness. Death? No. He's got those cold, dead, gray eyes. He just wants to win basketball games. He wants to play basketball games and win them. He's not here to, laugh and yuck it up with the reporters. Oh, no. He's not here for that. He's here to systematically, methodically destroy you. Destroy everything you love. Rip it out of your hands, and possess it himself, which in this case would be the championship. So I think as long as he can stay healthy, as long as somebody doesn't Zaza him, you know what happened when Zaza went underneath him and gave him a high ankle sprain, messed up his calf, basically changed the course of NBA history because he's a galoot and he's dirty. That was a dirty play. No, don't you try to tell me that wasn't dirty, all right? Go back and look up Zaza Kawhi playoffs. He stuck that's the old Kobe move now. Can I talk about Kobe now? Can I say something negative about Kobe? I think it's enough time has passed. All due respect, and it was a tragedy what happened with Kobe and everything. It was such a tragedy, but Kobe used to do that too. He used to put his feet out. He did it to Ginobili. Look it up. Kobe Ginobili, hard to say. That happened in the playoffs. Kobe did the same. He put his feet out. Ginobili landed and sprained his ankle, and I think that turned the tide one year in the playoffs because Ginobili was amazing. If he had been the first option on a team, he could have averaged 25 points a game. He was incredible. But he was just a sixth man, and he came off the bench. But anyways, when he got hurt, it swung the whole series. So I don't mean any disrespect to Kobe's memory or anything like that. But he did some dirty shit too. All right, let's not. But anyway, Zaza did that shit to Kawhi. As long as somebody doesn't hurt Kawhi, look out. And also, can Paul George just? Can he stay healthy just for a little while? What is going on, man? See, that's the thing. There's the health. I feel like there's so much fragility. I'm not saying that they're fragile, like they're less of a man or something like that. It's not that. It's just don't you just feel like that human life, the fragility is so much more pronounced now. It's like just like that. The difference between being sick and being well and being hurt and being, it's just more pronounced, I feel like, in my mind. And also, these players in the bubble are getting hurt left and right. Sabonis he hurt his foot today in practice. He's leaving the bubble. He's going to see a specialist. I think he's probably out. I mean, you got guys. Who else got hurt? Was he the only one? Is this the trend I'm referencing? Just one guy getting hurt? But no, I feel like there was a couple other guys who got hurt as well. I'm pacing around in this room and I'm racking my brain. It's great radio. Listening to a guy thinking, walking around, staring off into space in a poorly ventilated attic-like room with wooden walls, which I love. I love the nice knotty pine wood paneling. That's my favorite. Seriously, I'm not fucking around. I think in any office space that I have is going to have wood paneling, like really cheesy 1970s style wood paneling. There's something cozy about it. There's something warm about it. Just the wood. Maybe it's like hearkening back to like early man. The wood, the nature, being surrounded by wood. Perhaps, perchance. What the fuck was I even talking about? I have no idea. And who really gives a damn? I mean, oh yeah, the players getting hurt. Yeah, I can't think of any other guys, but there have been some people who've... Marvin Bagley. That son of a bitch. No offense to Marvin. I'm doing all these little qualifiers. I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings as if they're listening to this podcast. I mean, But on the Kobe thing though, I meant no disrespect, but I wasn't. It was just a commentary on his game. I always was a Kobe hater. I appreciated his skills, but I won't say anything more about him. But Marvin Bagley, he got hurt. As if the Kings had a chance, they didn't. But so there's another guy. Somebody else hurt his foot, like sprained his ankle. Oh well. I'm starting to lose some steam. I think I need a snack. I think I'm gonna make myself a little something. Some chips, maybe. Ooh, I got some of this salmon jerky. You ever had that? I thought it would taste like, I don't know, like a piece of like, braised, like roasted cardboard or something. The way it looked. That is. So wait, you saw this in the store and you thought it would taste like roasted cardboard? That doesn't make any fucking sense. But when I looked at it, it just looked nasty. It looked like I got it in the package. The package looked alright. But I took it out, I was like, oh, this looks really weird. It was like all gristly and like oily. But I took a little bite and oh man, it's good. Salmon jerky. It's got enough fat where they can do that kind of thing with it, and it's good. It's delicious. I've been snacking on all sorts of stuff, man. Oh, just found this empanada place. Now I'm just talking about whatever. The stats be damned. But I got some chicken empanadas. This lady delivers empanadas. You pay, and then like a week later she delivers them. Oh, let me just tell you something. I got a chicken one, a caprese, that's some tomato and basil, cheese, mozzarella. Oh my god. In an empanada form. So good, man. And there was a bechamel one with cheese and spinach. Damn, that was good. But I think I should probably sign off, right? I mean, I'm just like rambling about food. I stopped walking around. I'm sitting down now. Just hanging in, man. Been pretty busy, doing a lot of work, keeping my mind off things, but it's been a little while. Gotta check in sometimes. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you right now. I got the little mobile mic here. It's really nice. The quality is not the best, but I like being able to walk and talk. Remember in West Wing? That was back when I thought politicians were like good people in their heart of hearts. Come to realize most of them have hearts of ash, blackness, darkness, death. But that was like a hopeful propaganda representation of politicians being nice, good people with good hearts, when in fact they have a horrible approval rating, like the lowest of any public official. I'm talking about Congress here, and they're all pieces of shit for the most part. Anyways, but they do this walk and talk thing. The camera's like following down the hall. They're walking and talking. Aaron Sorkin. That's the Aaron Sorkin thing. He does that he does that in all his movies, all his TV shows. Anyways, is there anything else I want to touch on? I mean, any good movies? Any good TV shows? Oh, Solar Opposites was really funny on Hulu. Same guy, one of the guys, Josh Brolin, who does Rick and Morty. If you haven't seen that, where have you been, man? But Solar Opposites, hilarious. Do yourself a favor, watch it, laugh, enjoy. I've been watching all the X-Men, the animated series on Disney. Motherfucking. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Love the animation. Just the voice actor who plays Wolverine is hilarious. Like, he's just... Look at here, Bob. I can't do his voice. I can't do it. It's great, though. They're all that voice actors are great. The animation's great. The writing is... I mean, it's just like it's like one of the greatest kids cartoons ever. And it's like watching it years later, it holds up and it's still entertaining even as an adult. I mean, it helps if you like Marvel. It helps if you like the comics like I do. But, I mean, you might be listening to this and be like, dude, you like Marvel? What do you like? A 12-year-old prepubescent little bitch? Why don't you take that attitude somewhere else, you piece of shit? I will slap you across the face if you ever talk that way to me again. Talk about me that. Okay? Because Marvel's the shit. Now, is it become all Disney-fied now? Is it kind of like... Is it getting goofy now that like all the only movies ever released in theaters are just Marvel movies? Yeah, I get it. I get your beef, Broheim. But I still can't help enjoying it. I mean, I just hope that Patrick Stewart can be in a MCU Marvel movie as Professor X before he passes, because he's getting really old. I hope it happens. You know? I hope that happens. Logan was great. Did you see Logan? I saw that during I had never seen it, and I saw it. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. So gritty. Just like bloody, gory, dark. So good. There's even a version that's all black and white. Fantastic. What else? Is that it? Oh, I found a basketball court close to our house. I've been going out there, dribbling a little bit. I fucked up my arm. I was doing like an exercise and like fucked up my arm. So I've been kind of like rehabbing back from that. And playing the basketball has been really helping that out. Been cranking some jumpers, just mid-rangers. You know, I don't have the strength yet in my arm to really... I've been doing a shoulder cannon. I'm like, from now on, I'm going to just be a shoulder cannon guy. You know, Bird. I'm trying to think of other famous shoulder cannons. You know, it's just like, there's something about that shoulder cannon. It's a quicker release, you know? But like, I was shooting it, I was letting fire the shoulder cannon, and this guy walked by, and he was like, kind of gave me a side eye, like, really, man? And I said, looking straight at him, no look shot. I said, yes, I am. And I popped one, and it was an air ball. And he kind of smirked, and then he kept walking, and I cursed under my breath. But then when he turned his back and walked away, I let fire again. This time I was looking at the hoop as I shot. Guess what? It also missed. But then the one after that, then I made it. It was a bank shot from like 2 feet away. But no, it's good exercise. You know, you get out there, dribbling around, you know, going through your legs. There's nothing weird about that, right? A 36-year-old guy at a kid's school, in the back of a kid's school that kids aren't even allowed to go in anymore, and it's also summertime during a pandemic in a dystopian world, just shooting baskets by himself. Like it is very dystopian. It's like an abandoned school lot, but it's during the summer. They wouldn't be there anyway, but there'd probably be like a summer camp there or something, you would think. But I'm just there, just, you know, shooting little baby hooks, little sky hooks. Sky hook's still there. Whew. Finger rolls. In an imagination world, in my mind's eye, seeing defenders coming at me, dodging them, and then doing awkward layups that usually brick. But sometimes they go in. And each time they do, let me just tell you, makes me pretty fucking happy. Little things in life. Let's see, 44 minutes in. I think this is probably a good place to tie it off. What do you think? Anything else? You know, I guess maybe one more thing. Fantasy football's coming back. I'm not going to reveal any strategies, but it's interesting players, interesting options. I'm going to be very vague. There's some players that look good and some players that look bad. Huh. Ho, 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 ho. Let me just tell you. That should be fun, though. DFS and season long. Excited. Excited for that. Yeah, man. I think that's it. I keep getting ready to sign off, but the things just keep popping in my mind. You know? But I think finally I've emptied my mind here. There's a few other things, but I don't want to get too deep into the politics and, because trying to look on the bright side of life, as Monty Python once said. Try to look on the bright side. There's just a lot of negativity. There's a lot of darkness. There's lots of dark clouds descending. But you have to not let your imagination be crushed by life. That's the Marcus Aurelius thing, if you know about that. The famous Stoic philosopher who I'm a fan of. He says a lot of things, a lot of great wisdom. Cosmic perspective. That's what you have to have. I'm rambling. I've been rambling for like 25 minutes, I think. Is this still a stats sports podcast? I feel like it's a introspective journey. But that journey's ending now. I'm going to sign off. I'll be back at some point. But no, Dan and I have discussed, we talked about this a long time ago, but maybe doing a Magic Johnson podcast, get into his stats because they are incredible. The assist numbers, fantastic. Maybe we can even do like a little, look at Stockton in comparison, because that would be kind of fun. Kind of have Stockton on the back burner. Because once you get into those stats, everything else, it becomes like you become a horse with the blinders on. You're just looking at the stats. Follow the stats, folks. Look at the stats. Obey the stats. Worship the stats. Become the stats. Goodbye.
So Gaudy. Gaudy Stats. Gaudy Stats.